All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League here on our European Challenger Cup. About ready to get started pretty soon, and well, yeah, welcome everybody. Bright and early for us here in North America, but right in prime time for you guys in Europe, and glad to have you. So for this pre-show of sorts, we still got about 25 minutes until the scheduled start time, and just gonna take a look at some of these brackets here on the panel. I'm Palidore, of course, here, joined by SirDimwi, So Much for Subtlety, Swiift, and Wit. And that will be our current casting crew of sorts. So, woo, Ducky, bring VRL back, he says in the highlighted message, starting this stream off correctly. Yeah, so anyway, hello to everyone there. Infiltrate, saying hello everyone, good luck to all teams playing. See Taco on Thursday, Lulls are the best, a la cost. And yeah, we're ready to go. Boop as well. He's ready to go. See the re-debut, the re-debut? I don't know. Of Boop and crew. So, how's it going, Dimwi and everybody?
It's going good. And, yeah, we have a bunch of games to look forward to here. Today in the European bracket. Yeah, I don't know. Well, just to explain how this is working out, we're ultimately playing in a round-robin format. Because we have 5 teams, so 5 teams over 5 rounds. And a Swiss is basically a round-robin, so that's what we're going with here. So one of the teams will have a bye in each round. The first round, the team with bye is going to be washed up, and the team featuring Group and Friends. And yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to have two teams coming away with that opportunity to go to the closed round robins in 2 weeks. So unlike North America it also has 2 teams that are going to be going to those round robins, but it's 1 team from Saturday, 1 team from Sunday. With Europe, it's going to be 2 teams from Sunday. That's 2 teams today. So the 2 teams that have basically, it comes down to the 2 teams with the best records at the end of the day, will move on to those final series. And yeah, so we're just gonna wait and see how that plays out. There shouldn't need to be a tiebreaker. I think I did the math on that a few weeks ago, but I don't remember. So we're just gonna pretend like that's the case, and just let the algorithm do its thing, and ultimately tell us who those winners are ultimately going to be. But yeah, looking forward to it. In round 1. The first 2 matchups we're going to see is, first off, it's going to be Paradox, led by, and I had this up, led by Echo Zero, with friends Baguette, Alculalence, and Your Loco, and subs Genie, actually Genji, his name is pronounced Genji,
Yeah, remember.
and Grimy Elephant. Sorry?
So yeah, I remember. That kind of confused me at first, but yeah, got Genji on there, and yeah, Grimy Elephant. If I remember correctly, in game he's a Creamy Elephant. Reminds me of Creamy Milk over there in NA. But lots of unique names, to say the least, over here.
Yeah, I was calling him Genie for a while because I wasn't sure how to say it, but I happened upon him in a pub, and I just asked him in person. I was like, "How do you say your name?" And he said Genji. Oh, okay, all right. So Genji it is, and they're facing off against the brand new team. And I'm gonna put this. I apologize to our French friends, but I'm gonna do my best here. Le Jambon Beurre. It's the best I can do. It's either that or less Jambon Beurre. So take your pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're led by.
We're gonna make some highlights by the end of this, I think. With that, we'll need a compilation on the day of all the times that Dimwi says Jambon Beurre coming in hot. And Swift over there, he's gonna be casting with Dimwi today over here on Channel 1. I hope, Swift, you give him a hard time.
I definitely will, and I hope Holocaust will in the in the chat. And I'm not going to read that message out, but you know, yeah, I'm definitely going to roast you if you mess that up.
Good.
I will do my best, but I did take 3 years of French, and I never actually. Well, we don't have to tell the story of my time taking French because it did not go well. But yes, Les Jambons, we'll just go with that, Les Jambons. They're led by Cursed Berserker. And then he's with Fluttershy 591. La Trampette, I think. La Trampette. Not Blue and Wolf Fails, which I'm sure will come off as Wolf Fails because I can't seem to pronounce the word wolf without it sounding like woof.
Woof.
So, yeah, wolf, as they say.
Shout out to Wolf23 over there on Ignite, wherever he may be.
Yeah,
Probably sleeping at the moment, but
that's where I discovered that issue was casting Ignite games and listening to one backing on. Oh my goodness, the whole time it sounds like I'm calling him Wolf. I don't. I just the L in the word. I don't know. But also during round one, we have another matchup to look forward to. One that could be pretty good. Watch and Reeves versus Gecko. Watch and Reeves led by Bad Elmo with Dave Stan, Hamster Bill, and Steffo. And then they're up against Gecko, led by Notkex, with the boss, Axis Real Time, Dan and M, Multi, and National Agency. Not National Emergency, and he hates it when people call him that. So don't call National Agency National Emergency. Don't do it. And by don't do it, I mean do it. He loves it. He hates it. It's hilarious. Anyways.
and this is why I say Swift needs to give you a hard time. You bring it on yourself, so that'll be fun to see if nothing else. But yeah, talk about those fun names as well. I mean, yeah, you mentioned these two teams, kind of rivalry of sorts. Both these teams, Gecko and Watch and Weaves, they came in later into the season. About halfway through or so, they registered over in Europe, and right in the first week, I believe, just back to back to back, they had 3 matches in a row. One of them was a challenge match, granted, but they just went at it all week long, and multiple third rounds in there. It was really fun. It was fun to watch for those new teams, and as it always tends to do, it just impresses me seeing how much better the newer teams of the league are these days. And it applies for both regions, really, but just compared to before, where there was such a big gap and it wasn't really, the meta wasn't quite understood and things like that. You're seeing a lot of these new teams now, including Watching Weaves and Gecko here, just show up. And even if, the chemistry is still kind of a work in progress, as is usually the case for any new team, right? But even if that stuff is a work in progress, you can still see, regardless of the mechanics, the chemistry, the ideas are correct. They make the correct plays. They look for the right things. And that alone is a big difference maker here in VR Master League and in 2020 of Echo Arena compared to before. A lot more headiness being shown and steadiness, definitely in those meta plays. So I like to see it. Love to see it, in fact.
Love to see it. And there is one more team that we can touch on because they're getting the bye in that round one. So you have Paradox and Legion Bombea, Watch and Weaves versus Gecko. And then on the bye for round one is Washed Up. I just had a page up. There it is. They're a returning team, in fact. What was it Blast? I don't remember. Was that it? Their original name? Back in preseason?
Yeah, mostly Blast.
Well, not original name. Yeah, not original name, but
yeah, Blast. Okay. They've been Blast. They've been Blurst. They've been Jesters. They have some Jesters players on there as well, / Toxic units from preseason. I mean, it's kind of a mishmash, and I'm not actually sure on who they're bringing on today specifically, but because they do have the 5-person roster. But either or, we have kind of that nice mix of a veteranship across not only VRML but also VRL and just Echo Arena in general. There's a lot of good experience there, and I'm excited to see them make their return here. I think, suffice to say, probably favorites to win quite a bit today. But again, we are bringing the 2 top teams from this Challengers Cup into the top 8 overall to round out the European scene going into the next qualifiers, the finals qualifiers in a couple weeks. So, yes.
Yeah, so they're coming back. That's 3 of the 4 players from Blast. It was Boop90. He's currently the captain of Washed Up. Coming with him is Finn Lone Gecko from Blast, and then joining them, Bad Internet BTW and Taco on Thursday, both stalwart names in the league. Finn as well, having been playing all this season. and really excited to see, really excited to see them come back, play some more Boop and Gecko in particular, two very very talented players, Boop in particular,
Yeah.
and just also curious to see who they're going to be running with.
Well,
Because really, I would expect to see Boop, Finn, and Gecko together, and then probably questionable for Thursday, either Bad Internet or Taco on Thursday. That's my
Yeah.
expectation. I'd love to be proven wrong.
according
I
to
believe-
according
I
to
believe it'll be. Oh, go ahead.
well, Bad Internet and the Twitch chat saying maybe they'll have Gecko unless he's sleeping, so we'll see.
Okay.
Either or, no judgment from me. I'm also about on an hour of sleep, but happy to be here to watch these games, to cast these games, for sure. Going to be a lot of them all day long, and yeah, I'm definitely excited to see their return, for sure. I don't think
Absolutely.
there'll be too much rust there. Like, there might be a little bit, but just again knowing the personnel, I don't expect it to play a huge part necessarily. So, but we'll have to see. Swift, any particular input on these guys,
Yeah,
or what to expect?
For the washed up team, I do believe it's going to be Boop, Bad Internet, Gecko, and Taco. Just what I think is going to happen.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing whatever it is they do, whatever they run with, for sure. It'll
And
be
just
really cool.
just some fun lore trivia, some Echo, some Echo Arena lore trivia. The Boop shot, the namesake of the Boop shot, is Boop 90 of Washed Up here. So if you've ever heard someone call out Boop shot, and that's that shot over the what some people call the cloud or the treetop.
Mhm.
When you send it, when you're in the tube, you send it up over that, bounce it off the ceiling and into the goal. That is the Boop shot, or some people just call it the bounce shot. But its proper name is the Boop shot, and that's after Boop 90 there in Washed Up.
Yeah, well, it's one of those cases these days. You see so many people going to those bounce shots and doing it with great success and accuracy. Of course, back when the name originated, 2017 and thereabouts, it wasn't the same case. You had a lot of people still trying to figure out how to do the simple stuff, much less start using geometry and factoring that into their shot equation, and still figuring out defense and things like that. I mean, there was so much up in the air back in that time, and then Boop was one of the originals who really just pulled those out with no hesitation and consistency. And in fact, there's really multiple bounce shots that he's gone to and can utilize. But as I said, these days there are a lot of people who are definitely skilled at it. And that's just one of the things that kind of was produced out of those early days from said veteranship.
Just on the point of the multiple shots, he does have there's that other shot I've seen. He's posted videos of it, and I've seen people pull it off since the first time I saw it from his video. But it's that side wall shot. But you don't get two shots named after you. That's not fair. So that's just a wall shot.
Yeah, well, either or. Boop will gladly take one at least, but certainly a lot of tricks in his bag, and I'm interested in seeing what he can pull off. I mean, I mentioned seeing him sub a few times over the course of the season too, and also in preseason for VR Master League. These days he can goalkeep as well. It's very uncanny now, just a full bag of tricks. And as I said, it's not really an uncommon thing these days, but it still impresses me. But at that top level of play on either region, you don't see one-dimensional players really anywhere in those top tiers. It's there are some people who have a propensity for doing one thing better than the other, maybe, or they favor a particular play style. But regardless, just about every player at those top tiers these days, they can. Even if they're just known as goalies, they can still strike. They can still hit shots. They can still, do all of that. Same thing, for strikers. Even if someone is known more as a striker, they're still going to be high enough level to be good at brawling and be, acceptable defenders more often than not. And it's just a full platter of things for these players. It actually goes back to. I mentioned it an awful lot in cast, and I'll just continue doing so, really, because from those original days of Echo, there was a goalkeeping along with clear and boost that was really favored by Europe at the time, and I still have nightmares of in Leicester 2018 for the Invitational. the chants from the audience, which is to say the rest of the Echo players there, of clear and boost, clear and boost, clear and boost, ringing through my ears every time we went to launch. Couldn't even hear our own comms. It was fun times. Of course, again, the goalies, the original ones, known, so many of them known. Got to shout out Affentair, of course, the most devastating OG goalie of early Echo Arena. And yeah, I mean, the list is very long, but they produce just a lot of fast metas in Europe and a lot of really talented goalkeepers in Europe. That's kind of their MO.
Well, I gotta address something that happened in chat here. Somebody asking, and it might have it just got moderated out, but it was Uskar asking, is Boop the best player in the world? And Frecky is just putting Boop through the ringer here, saying no, he's the worst teammate. He steals the disc and misses shots. And Taco on Thursday taking exception to it, but Frecky putting Boop through the cleaner there, and I just got to point out, I almost got into a game with Boop the other day on the Quest beta. I got put into the game, and I was like, oh, because I've played against Boop in a pub, maybe in the past, like not recently. It's been a while, and I got placed on a team with them, and I was really excited for a moment, and then I got popped out. And so I was like, oh, there goes the opportunity. It's something that's good.
Well,
probably not going to happen again for a while.
Well, you know what? I played I played with him against him and Gecko, as well as Slin in the Quest version when it was still in alpha about 4 weeks ago, something like that. That was fun. That being said, I got lit up a little bit there, both in terms of just physically and Boop was hitting some silly shots, and by silly I mean impressive ones. But yeah, it was just it was fun, and that's why another reason I say I don't think the rust will necessarily be a huge factor individually, at least, because definitely mechanically it was there. Both him and Gecko were doing the old blast thing, which is to say just winning. And it was fun.
Ducky now asking, can we see some matches? We're about 9 minutes out from the first matchup. We're starting on the hour. I believe that's 3 o'clock one time, 3 p.m. over there.
Yes.
I know it's 10 o'clock here.
So 8 minutes away. On that note, too. So the first round matchups you can see here on the screen will be on channel 1. It will be Wit camming, and casting is SirDimwi along with Swiift, and they'll be doing Paradox and Les Hambombeurs. Right? Yeah. Who does it better, me or Dimwi? Hopefully me.
Is the J especially that soft?
Oh wait, no, that's Spanish. So Les Hambombeurs. How about that? Yes.
Okay.
Anyway.
Alaka sent me in DMs.
Hambone is Spanish.
Hold on, Swift. What'd you say?
Alakost sent me an audio file of how you're supposed to pronounce it.
All right. Well,
that's what I'm going off of.
They're saying perfect. I'm hoping that they're not being sarcastic, because then I'll feel bad later.
Someone sent me a link to like a speak and spell for French, and that's what I'm basing it off of. And so if I'm doing it wrong, I apologize. I'm trying my best.
And that's all we can ask. But yes, as we do.
Keep in mind, I took 3 years of French. The only thing I remember how to say is Je m'appelle SirDimwi. And vous êtes un orange. You're an orange. Like, that's it. That's all I remember.
I only know Omelette du Fromage from Dexter's Laboratory, if anyone ever watched that cartoon. But yes, I can at least add Les Jambonbeurs to my dictionary. Yeah. All right. I'm proud of that, because apparently it's good enough. But yes, so as we do wind this pre-show down, we get ready to start in our game soon. Again, we'll be over here on channel 1, Swift, Dimwi, and Wit. They'll be doing Paradox and said Jambone team, along with while on the other side of things, VRML channel 2 will be watching Weebs and Gecko. No longer Team Gecko, just Gecko, not to be confused with Lone Gecko. But yes, I'll be casting that one there, and So Much for Subtlety will be camming as well. So we got that going on. And a quick shout out to, just because I see the name in there, so Ducky along with Hasko, Skinny, they've been organizing the Crossplay Cup for Quest, Rookie Crossplay Cup. So for those who haven't signed up, I mean, there's already been a lot, or I think we're nearing 100 signups already. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. That's happening real soon here. So go sign up on the Discord. Check out the community news channel. And yeah, that'll be on May 13th through 14th. We'll be casting a lot of that on VRML 1 here as well, but some of the community members elsewhere outside of VRML will also be available to stream that. It's just kind of a nice joint effort, but we're going to try and stream as much of that as possible. So according to Ducky, 92 signups so far. And then on the coaching side, I believe 30-ish. So there's an awful lot of participation.
Yeah, there's because that actually the signups are going to be going until beyond the start of the open beta. So because of how much interest there is in participation there, they've actually had to put a hard cap of 164 players because there's so much more interest than was initially anticipated. I mean, we expected a lot, but wow, I mean, the number of players that are signing up for that is really outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see. Great to see, in fact. So for those who haven't signed up yet, sign up for that if you are interested. Kavichi's saying it's early for Pally. Well, you know, it's never too early for some good puns, jokes, and rhymes. Of course, I just set myself up there for failure because I don't actually have one lined up. But real soon. Just wait till this Dr. Pepper's finished, and I'm full of all the pep. But yes, anyway, we're going to split off here. But again, sign up for that cup. Great job to the community, to Hasko, Ducky, Skinny, for organizing that. Dimwi, I believe you had a hand as well. Rocks Titan. Lots of people putting an effort forward. So we're going to see that real soon.
It's been mostly Hasko, Ducky, and Skinny.
Yeah. All right.
A lot of us have provided input and help where we could, but the three of them have really been the ones in charge there. They're doing such a fantastic job. Thank you very much to those three in particular.
Yes, sir. Dimwi. Kavichi is asking, does Dr. Pepper have caffeine? Oh, I sure hope so. But anyway, all right, we're going to split off here again into our proper channel. So this stream will go offline just briefly as I'm going to hand it over to Wit on camera duties. And I'll be on VRML too, so you guys can distribute yourselves as you wish. But otherwise, yeah, good luck, have fun, and we'll see you again in just a moment.